Let's talk about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is not a bad thing. It starts on the 26th of this month and goes until October 16th in the sign of Libra. Being in the sign of Libra, this Mercury retrograde will be a big focus on our relationships and our close connections with other people and how we are perceiving those, the stories we're telling ourselves around those connections we have with other people, those relationships that we have, and really calling in the desired relationships that we want to have instead of living in the past and living in a relationship or, romantic or otherwise, just because it's comfortable, just because we feel a sense of comfort there, and really asking ourselves what feels nourishing for my soul, what feels expansive for my soul, what does my soul want to grow into, and what kind of relationships do I need to have in my life in order to empower me in that vision. Mercury and other retrogrades are not a bad thing. They are just asking us to go inward, to take our focus from the external to the internal and reflect back on the situations, experiences, and people in our lives in order to make the changes that we need for our highest expansion and growth. Something to ask yourself during a Mercury retrograde period is, how am I communicating in my relationships? And is that the way that I want to be communicating in my relationships, or is that just my comfort level and what I've been used to communicating and the ways I've been used to communicating that aren't really serving me or the people in my life? And how can I communicate in a way that is helpful to myself and to those around me? And how can I use my communication and the stories that I'm telling myself to call in the relationships I desire, that empower me, that make me feel inspired, that make me feel uplifted, instead of just living in the past in relationships that may or may not serve me?